Yes, sir. What's good, y'all? What's going on? What's up? What's happening? Yes, sir. I'm here with my boy Proptimus Prime. I'm here with my boy Nick's Tape, and this is the Green Team Podcast. You already know what time it is. Yes, sir. And I'm happy. We're back for another episode, and it's lit. We got a lot of picks, parlays, bankroll builders, straight picks.
The fire,
spreads, over-unders. We got some fire shit, some real fire shit coming up, and I'm just happy that we here. And let me just turn this off real quick, and we gonna get this shit started, man.
Post it up.
All right, let's get it. So, yeah, guys, Mo Sports Premium, $25 a month. You already know what time it is. If you want to become a better, literally a Bettor. Come rock with us. If you want to win that $100 DK bucks, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, I need y'all to join the premium and join this Discord, and then head over to Twitch and ask a question to us. Premium members, if y'all want to get into this $100 DK contest, make sure y'all send us a question on Twitch. It's lit. Let's get it. So today we're going to talk about the NFL slate starting tonight at 8:30. We got New England versus Indianapolis. We got a couple of great props. So let's get right into it, y'all. Brandon, you want to share your screen and let's get into it?
Yes, sir. We're doing New England, right? Yes, sir. Okay.
Looney Shooter asked thoughts on Romandre getting into the end zone. You already know. We about to start figure that out right now.
Yeah. So Stevenson is probably one of the better targets of the game, really. Here, I don't know. Can everybody see? Can you see everything that I'm doing here?
Hold on 1 second. For the stream, let me get it for the stream. All right, go ahead. Do your thing.
Okay, I just want to make sure everything's good. So yeah, Stevenson is probably one of the two favorites. Obviously, him and Jonathan Taylor are the two favorites to score tonight. So really good bet. Just the way that the Patriots want to win the football game is run the ball. Unless they get out, to behind really far, that's the game plan. They're going to stick to it, even if they're behind 10, 14 points. That's the plan. So Romandre Stevenson is always going to have that edge to him with the usage. Not much competition behind him today. There's a lot of stuff that it just really sticks out today. Romandre is actually coming in at, let's see here. So Stevenson is coming in at around 70.5 rushing yards, and I like it. It's a really high total. He hasn't hit it much this year, but just this is a game plan where they want to run the football all day long. So this is something I really like. But my favorite play of this game is actually on this same backfield, and it's Brandon Bolden. This line opened at 20.5 earlier this week, and I really loved it. I wish I got it out. That's the sadness of waiting, and that's the jeopardy of waiting to shop your lines. Right. It opened at 20.5, and now it's at you can get it at 25.5 on PointsBet. It's 27.5 around the industry everywhere else. I like it on both numbers. Obviously, you want to get it at 25.5. It actually has the best odds at the 25.5 too at -100. So if you do have a PointsBet account, grab that there. This is a good bet. Brandon Bolden is going to come in and be the change of pace back no matter what. No Damian Harris tonight. Obviously, the weather affected a lot of the game scripts. Yeah, the weather affected a lot of the game scripts last night. And, well, obviously it's big for Stevenson that there's no Harris. That's why Stevenson is going to have that bulk carry load.
And what was Stevenson's attempts when Harris is out? Because that's the big stat to me. Honestly. So he got 24 last week.
Yeah, so Stevenson was averaging almost about 20 carries a game with him out. And it's about two times now. But in the same breath, Brandon Bolden in both games that Damian Harris has been out has seen 7 targets, 5+ catches, has 40+ yards. So this is a really favorable number for Brandon Bolden here. And again, why it's my favorite play on the slate. But Romandre Stevenson, really good spot. Again, I even like his receiving yards. 12.5 is just too low. It's one catch It's a solid Colts defense. This is a really solid defensive matchup on both sides. Like this is going to be a struggle to run the ball, but they're going to run so much that they're going to probably get there. That's why we're betting this. Like this is the only reason that you bet these numbers, these high numbers with these kinds of guys, because these defenses are stout. You're not going to get these pretty 5 yards per carry games in my opinion here.
Cool. A couple of people asked a couple of questions. Is Pittman a hard fade? Pex asked, or is he going to be a fade with New England's defense?
Yeah, so in DFS, if you're talking, and even just props, in both worlds, Bill Belichick is known for really taking away the number one option on a team. Obviously, you have to assume that's Jonathan Taylor, so you really hope that not hope, but you assume that Bill Belichick does take that away from them at first. So it should leave some of the game plan open for Michael Pittman. But also I like T.Y. Hilton on the other side of that. I think that with all the attention going to Michael Pittman and more so Jonathan Taylor, T.Y. might have a sneaky little game here. Nothing crazy, not 100 plus yards, but a nice little he could be an anytime touchdown scorer candidate as well. Keep that in mind. I like him to be a fly under the radar type of play tonight. But yeah, Michael Pittman is he's good in the regards that he's not going to be the main focus, right? Jonathan Taylor is, but it is still a stout defense. It's not someone I'm looking to get to really in DFS, just because the price point doesn't really sit well with them. And props, the numbers just seem a little bit too high, right? For this.
I'm actually going to take his receiving yards.
Okay. Yeah.
Really? Elaborate.
Yeah, he is 10 of 13 at this number, and they're going to focus 100% of their
on Jonathan Taylor.
On Taylor. So Pittman's going to be available to see some action, and
I agree.
I like him as
I like the receiving part of Indianapolis in general. I do. I think that the main focus of the New England defense is Jonathan Taylor for sure, and I think they both have the chance to thrive. I do. I really do.
What do you think? First touchdown, Jonathan Taylor. First touchdown. How do you feel about it?
No, I don't like it. I think that
Stevenson.
Yeah, and not even that. I really feel like Bill Belichick is going to try his hardest to take away the run game. And now we have seen this year that Jonathan Taylor is almost you can't take him away. But if there's anything
right.
that's going to, it's this one. It's this game plan. It's this scheme. It's this coach, right? So this is a really big test in my eyes as a football fan for Jonathan Taylor. Actually, this is really a fun matchup tonight for him and how Bill Belichick plays him and how they scheme against him. But I would assume that unless he busts a big one, I don't think he gets much. Unless he gets a gift on the 1 yard line on a pass interference, I don't think he gets much. I don't think he has success in the goal in the red zone and the goal line today from 5 yards out. I think Bill Belichick really knows how to handle that yardage and will contain him. But again, Jonathan Taylor has proven to be a beast this year, so we'll see.
Okay. So how about
Frank Wright a lot as an offensive mind too, and I could see Taylor getting a lot of action out of the backfield.
Yeah, I like receptions on Taylor as well. It's, Corey had at 2.5 a little bit of a lean on that, or actually a play, I believe.
Yeah. So let me switch over screens real quick, Brandon, and I'm gonna get into my plays for this game.
Sure.
All right. Let's get into it. Hold up 1 second. Let's get into it. Here we go.
Get rocking. This is gonna be a fun game. It really is. I think this is such an interesting dynamic with this the coaching.
Right. So speaking of coaching, I really think that Bill Belichick is going to keep the ball on the ground first and foremost. That's why I like anything Romandre Stevenson tonight. Attempts, yards, carries, even the TD I like as well. But the flip side to that is I also love the Mac Jones under 233 passing yards. I posted this in the Discord last night at 233. It has dropped to 228 already. And with that being said, Mac Jones maybe attempted how many passes last week? Yes, the weather was the weather. Everything was, for a reason. But, yeah, like, what do you think Mac Jones is going to do this weekend. I mean, he's going to keep the ball on the ground again. It's going to be a close game. So
that's their scheme. I mean, that's what they want to do.
That's what Bill Belichick likes to do. He likes his quarterbacks to be game managers. Even though Tom Brady is a loose cannon and he did what he did, the style of offense that he runs is a game manager type of play, and Mac Jones fits that bill perfectly. So, like, honestly, I'm not, unless the Patriots fall a lot behind Indianapolis, which I just don't see with the stout New England defense. I just don't see it. So Mac Jones, not only is he gonna not get 233 or 228, I don't think the pass attempts is gonna be very low as well. All that. I like Mac Jones, but also on the flip side, let me flip over to running backs. Let me talk about Jonathan Taylor real quick. His receptions. So his receptions has a hit rate of 8 to 13. He's hit over 2.5 receptions 6 out of the last 7 games, or 5 out of the last 7. 5 out of the last 7 games. Yes, Houston, he didn't get any catches, but it was a blowout, and he didn't really need to do what he was rocking on the ground. So, I mean, me personally, I also like Jonathan Taylor over 2.5 receptions at -170. I think that's going to be pretty lit. And
just to piggyback off of that real quick, and a reception total for an over reception total for a running back, you're really trying to target a running back that should be down, or at least in a close game script or a good game environment. So he obviously has the ability to pass catch, right? They're not going to throw him the ball if they don't need to. That's just not the scheme of the Colts, right? They're not going to if they don't need to. They run him. So I really, and that's to say this, I really think the Patriots win this game outright today. I'm not a game capper by any means. I'm not that, but I do like the Patriots just straight up tonight. I don't know. I think that they're a better team all around than the Colts. I think that I keep saying this. I am really excited to see the Bill Belichick versus Jonathan Taylor dynamic today. I think that right there will decide this game, and I think that is who is versing each other. It's Jonathan Taylor and how the Colts use him versus Bill Belichick and how he decides to stop him tonight. And if he succeeds there, I don't think that the Colts find success. I don't think Carson Wentz can win games, and I think the Patriots are good enough to win games. So that's
you're underestimating the creativity of Frank Wright.
Yeah, I think the offense is I think the offensive scheme is good. I truly don't like who's running it. I do not think Carson Wentz is good in any capacity, not in any capacity, right? He's good enough. He's getting the job done. But it is heavily reliant on Jonathan Taylor's back, in my opinion. So
true. We'll I do like the Colts a lot. Like
again,
I think they're a very good team.
Yes, I'm sure that I'm obviously against the grain here on with most here, but I think the Patriots are sneaky. I really do. They are one of my favorite teams in the league right now. They're sneaky.
Well, the Patriots opened at +5.5. I'll just go through the numbers real quick. The percentage of bets is pretty even right now. The percentage of money is actually 66% Colts. The line has moved from -5.5 Colts to -2.5 Colts. So the sharp action is going on the Patriots right now. I like your agreement with that. I like the Patriots to cover if it was +3.5. Maybe a very tight game. I don't know who's going to win outright, but I do think the Patriots cover.
Yeah, I'm not a game capper. That's not my niche. It's just when I talk about a game, script, environment, total, it's just what I straight up what I'm feeling, gut environment type thing. So I like the Patriots. I think it's very simplified tonight. It's Bill Belichick, Jonathan Taylor. I know the Colts and the offensive scheme and it's good. I just think Bill Belichick has a way to suppress good. So yeah. It'll
what about the over/under here? It's at 46 right now.
Yeah, this is something I would lean to the under on. Not something I love to get to in any regard. But I would lean under. Yeah.
All right, a couple more questions real quick, and then we're gonna move on to the next game.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to keep this Trying to
Of
keep
course,
this
45
stream a
45
little
minutes. We want
to
to, yeah,
45
we want to.
minutes.
That
That's
was
the
the main
goal,
goal,
y'all.
right?
That's the
Main goal was
goals.
45
So we're
minutes.
going
So,
to
all right,
answer these questions
yeah,
as quick as possible.
go.
Doyle. Doyle yours.
Okay.
How do you feel about Doyle or Hunter Henry? And
Doyle's
JT
yours,
rush
yeah.
attempts 18.5.
Okay, so
And
Nick,
Okiki.
do you want to take a couple of these real quick?
I mean, Henry's always a nice target. He is a Mac
25
Jones
and a half.
favorite
and
inside
a
the
half.
red zone. And it's a low line.
Yeah.
What's that? 25 and a half. That's
Yeah.
two receptions for Henry. So I mean,
Yeah.
I would lean on the over on that pretty confidently. I play Hunter Henry. My personal plays probably half the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Jack Doyle's about is 19 and a half on FanDuel. Another just weird spot. Patriots are just incredible against the tight end, and I know it's a low line. It's it could potentially be one catch, and it's probably not. Jack Doyle's not a big average depth of target kind of guy. This is probably like a 2 to 3 catch line probably for him. So no, I would. I'm not saying I would take the under, but I would definitely lean under here for Jack Doyle. Probably at a 20 and a half on DraftKings.
Okay, cool. What about Okiki? See a tight end?
Were you switching over to NBA?
Is that basketball?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I was
nah,
trying.
we'll answer Okiki. We'll answer Okiki at the end.
I thought it was after. What was it? A rebounds question?
30 plus. I don't know.
30 plus
maybe
points?
PRA probably.
PRA. I like, yeah, but good.
All right, so let's move on to the next game. So we like Mac Jones under. We like what was the other ones?
Brandon Bolden.
Romandre Stevenson and Brandon Bolden.
Brandon Bolden over 24.5 receiving.
And Brandon Bolden anytime touchdown as well.
And Brandon Bolden anytime touchdown.
All right. So Tampa, New Orleans. We got me personally. I love this game because one reason and one reason only. Well, not one reason, obviously, but the biggest reason is because there's no really any COVID influence on this game. And that is something as a game results capper, is very big right now in both leagues, the NBA and the NFL. So that was my first point of research in this slate was, all right, what games don't have any protocols, don't have any really messed up health situations going on right now, and it's looking like the Bucks versus Saints. Bucks are at home. Tom Brady's pretty pissed about the last game that happened in New Orleans. He lost. The sharp action looks excellent. From 42 to 50% even on the money percentage. It has went up from -7 to now at -10.5. Tampa Bay. So you already know Vegas likes the Bucks too. I just can't see Tom Brady not coming out in his hometown and not fucking them up. Honestly, personally. And yeah, there's no influence on the game. Taysom Hill is their quarterback. He's going to get absolutely fucking smoked. So I like the Bucks. I had them at 9.5 a day or two ago. Hopefully everybody in the Discord took it when they were supposed to, but now it's at 10.5. I still like it at -10.5. I would suggest you buy back down to the 9.5 at whatever juice that the books are giving you. All right, so that's what I like for that. I know Brandon, you like something as well for Tampa, New Orleans.
Yeah. So
you want to share your screen?
So my podcast is not actually, for some reason, it's not showing Gronk's hit rate, but I remember it. Trust me. But okay, so the line right now, I posted this last night in the Discord. This is the beauty of having the access to the premium for all those that do not hear. So I posted the Gronk line at 50.5 receiving yards last night. It's about 54.5, 55.5, around that. Still get a 52.5 on DraftKings if you want that today. This is a great line. I would take it at probably all of these still. I'd probably cut it at 58.5, but this is a great line. He's hit it in 9 out of 10 games this year. or actually, I'm sorry, he's hit it at eight out of 10 games this year. One, he left due to injury. He's missed a few due to injury. He's hit it in 5 out of all 4 since coming back from injury, and not just hitting it, like he's smashing the line, right?
He's smashing it, absolutely smashing it.
We got it at 50.5, and he's going over 65, 70 in pretty much every game. He's a main target. He's seeing 7, 8 targets a game. The Saints are tough defensively. Marshawn Lattimore should hold Mike Evans. I have a running joke because I'm a Buccaneer fan that Marshawn Lattimore is Mike Evans' father. I will say that till it is what it is. It's just he just does not have success against Marshawn Lattimore. He may catch a touchdown, but it'll be a 2 reception on 4 target, 1 touchdown, 30-yard day. I mean, that's just what Mike Evans' stat lines are against Marshawn Lattimore. They banter back and forth on Twitter about all the time. He is his father, no doubt about it. So Gronk should see some even some extra targets there from him being locked down all day. So yeah, this is a great line for Gronk. Really, really high success rate.
You know what else I like for this game? And we were talking about it yesterday, Brandon. I like that Alvin Kamara under because you said he cannot play against that Tampa Bay defense. He is not good against Tampa Bay defenses.
Yeah, so that's something I can even get into real quick as well. Alvin Kamara is, if that's something that anybody in the chat is having a question on or thinking about having a question on, Alvin Kamara is just not a good play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, as a lifelong Buccaneer fan and as watching every game, every Saints-Bucks game that they have played since him coming into the league, he just does not have success against them. Can he? Of course. That's not what we're saying here. It's just historically he has not. I think in 7 games off the top of my head, I think he's gotten 4 touchdowns between both rushing and receiving. He just does not run well against the Bucs. Nobody does really. And they do limit him in some capacity in the pass catching. It really just depends on how Taysom Hill and the Saints want to use Alvin Kamara, really. Because if they want to pepper him with 8, 9, 10 targets, it's hard to stop that in certain regards. I mean, he's gonna get to those yardage totals, stuff like that. But historically, they haven't gotten there. Him and Taysom Hill have played together about 6 times, dating back to this year and last year. And he's only amassed 6+ targets in 2 games, only amassed 4+ targets in 3 games. So he's just not, a really prime guy in these Tampa Bay, New Orleans games. But again, this is a New Orleans team that's thin. They may have to lean on him, pepper him. So again,
will they involve him? Yes, but will he have success? That's the question. You know what I'm saying?
He might not. But you know me. Like my stance is always usage, right? So if he gets 10 targets. If he gets 10 targets, anybody can succeed with that volume, right? Like what's his line? I mean, he could have so his receiving yards line is 30.5. If he gets 10 targets and gets 4 yards per catch, I mean, he's crushing the line. You know, whatever. He can't get close to it.
Right.
He's not going to get 4 yards to catch, but.
And me personally, I like Kamara under rushing. The receiving is up in the air because I feel like the Saints are going to be playing catch up for the whole game. They're going to be playing catch up the whole game.
If you look at my screen, actually, there's actually a really interesting dynamic between the lines here, between his receiving yards and his receptions, right? 4.5 receptions, and they're giving us plus money for this. But this is just crazy to when you look at the comparison in this, right? So if he catches 5 balls, he's going over 31 yards. Like there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like this is not this is a guy that's electric with the ball in his hands. He not obviously the depth of target's not going to be crazy. He's getting screens, he's getting bubbles, stuff like that. But he's electric with the ball in his hands. He can do damage. I mean, if he gets 5 catches, he's busting 31 yards easily, in my opinion. So if there's any merit to any bet on Alvin Kamara, it's probably obviously it's under the rushing yards, even though this is his lowest line, obviously of the year because of the situation he's in. And Vegas does know how to maybe script him now. With this matchup, but this receiving over would be something. If Vegas is projecting him to catch 5 balls, I would feel comfortable in him getting 31 yards. So if that's what Vegas projects that, so that's what they're saying. It's plus 120, but they're projecting 4 to 5 balls he's catching, right? So I'm comfortable with him amassing 31 yards with 4 or 5 catches.
Okay, let's move on to the next game. Jacksonville Houston. Now. This is another game Brandon, that you like a lot. And we have a big unit play for this game as well. You want to dive into that?
Yeah, so I'll get right into this one. I'll show it on the screen real quick. Brandon Cooks over 4.5 receptions, minus 160. I posted this line yesterday at over 5.5 at plus 125. And me, Nick, and Corey were talking yesterday. We were trying to find lines, and this was the only line available at the time. It opened at 5.5 and actually it went down to 4.5. I don't know why. I don't
Which
care
is
why.
amazing.
I don't care. I don't know. I don't care if you're someone who's going to sit here. Well, that's because big money bet this side of it. I don't give a shit. I don't care who bet what. To me, that's stupid. I can go on and on and on about this bet right here. And I could talk about how it could be 5 units, this unit, but this is a bet that I love so much. You have no idea. Here's a little bit of stats for you. When Davis Mills is under the helm for the Texans, which he is now deemed the official starter, Vernon Cooks is the best receiver in the league. And I'm not saying that as like just a sell to this bet. He literally is the best receiver in the league. He is the most targeted, the most routes ran, the highest target share. To put this into perspective for you, I posted this in my Discord yesterday. Vernon Cooks, when Davis Mills plays in the 6 games that Davis Mills plays, commands a 41% target share. 41%. Almost 50% of every single pass that Davis Mills throws is going in Brandon Cooks' direction. That is absolutely astronomical. To put that into perspective, Cooper Kupp has a 22%. So that is we know what Cooper Kupp is like to the Rams and all that stuff. I mean, Brandon Cooks commands the most air yards, the most air yards attempted, the most air yards thrown. I mean, this guy commands every single usage category that you could imagine when Davis Mills is under the helm. He literally looks in nobody else's direction but Brandon Cooks. He does not care. He doesn't care if you're showing double cover. He doesn't care. He will throw it to him. He'll give him bubble screens. They draw plays for him. This is a disgusting number. It's minus 160.
I agree.
The juice is there. This is a disgusting number.
I feel like this is the strongest play of the weekend. Can you agree with that?
Yeah, this is my favorite play of the weekend by far, and probably one of my favorite of the NFL year. I have a couple 5 units. I have a couple 3 units, but this is one of my favorite of the NFL year.
And what do you consider this? 2 units?
This is, yeah, so I have 2 units on the 4.5, and I have 1 on the 5.5, so it's 3 total. But it was hovering around 3, 4, 5. So this is a great bet. This is a great number. This is great usage. You know I'm a usage guy. This is just incredible. This is a good and you're getting them in a game environment where this is just bad defense, right? This is bad defensive teams. This is high flying, high scoring. These guys should probably, I mean, other than the next guy that we'll talk about in James Robinson trying to maybe control the clock a little bit, Brandon Cooks and the Texans are not running the ball. They will be throwing the ball. They will be moving the ball. Davis Mills might throw the ball 35 times. And if you're telling me that Brandon Cooks isn't catching 5 out of 35 of the Davis Mills throws, I would say that you're crazy right now. Obviously, hindsight is 2020, but 35 passes from Davis Mills, I'm almost guaranteeing Brandon Cooks sees 11, 12, 13 of those. So.
All right, so our strong play of the week is Brandon Cooks over 5.5 or 4.5. However you can find it, you get it. Nick, do you want to get into your little theories about James Robinson and Urban Meyer and the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Yeah, this is a great thing for him. Go ahead, Nick. This is awesome.
I mean, it's widely known that Urban Meyer hated James Robinson for absolutely no fucking reason other than Urban Meyer's a douchebag.
Which he is.
And he favored Carlos Hyde. Carlos Hyde was his running back at Ohio State. So he was to the point where Trevor Lawrence was negotiating Robinson back into the fucking games last couple weeks when he was benched. Now, with Meyer gone, his replacement is the offensive coordinator for the Marshawn Lynch-led Seattle Seahawks, who led the league in rushing, I believe, 3 consecutive years, on a Super Bowl. Darrell Bevell is the offensive coordinator. And prior to that, he ran the offense for Minnesota during Adrian Peterson's prime, where Minnesota led the league in rushing about 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
You are going to get an absolute mess of James Robinson this week. This is a statement game. I think Robinson sees 20-plus carries, probably a couple catches. I like him over his rushing, over his total yards, over his receiving yards. I like him over 2.5 receptions. I like him for a touchdown. I like him for 2 touchdowns, and I like him over 18.5 rushing attempts, to be honest with you. If we're going to...
Everything James Robinson in this game, fellas. Everything James Robinson. What about Chenault Jr.?
I actually prefer Marvin Jones personally because that's another revenge play because Jones is like the most respected guy in the Jacksonville locker room, and Carl Bevel loves him. That's his offensive captain essentially. And Meyer and Jones Jones is one of the mild mannered guys in the league. You never hear boo from him. Screaming, cursing match with Meyer about 3 weeks ago. Left the facility. They had to chase him down with assistant coaches to get him back. I think Marvin Jones sees himself a whole bunch of looks this week too. And, Darrell Bevel is a fucking professional, and I know he was not happy about Urban Meyer crashing this team's assistant coaches and calling them all losers. This is a really big fucking statement game for Darrell Bevel too, and you're gonna see a whole lot of the guys who Urban Meyer did not favor succeeding today. And Corey, like you said before, I wouldn't be surprised if Lambeau hits a 75-yard field goal.
I definitely think Lambeau's gonna go crazy.
And I don't want the fact to go unnoticed and definitely unsaid that the two running backs that were coached prior to this guy and James Robinson are probably the two most prolific runners in usage runners in NFL history. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, this is absolutely crazy.
Adrian Peterson
you're getting the prime Adrian Peterson, the prime Marshawn Lynch, coach usage. Like this is he coached these guys and this has developed the game plan and scheme within these teams.
The usage rates with those years were just unbelievable.
The same style runner as James Robinson,
and that's what James Robinson is. He's talented. The coach likes him. There's great reports in camp. Trevor Lawrence likes him. The quarterback. I mean, this is just James Robinson is in a phenomenal spot, right? Like we can't go out there and make him play good, but this is as good a spot as you will get, right?
I think this is the best spot anybody's in all year.
Yeah, if you think that I like Cooks, you put James Robinson right there, right fucking there. It's hand in hand. These are insane plays in the same game script. This is a great fucking game. This is a terrible game for football. This is a great game for money. This is a great game for money.
Yes. This is the game that you got to invest most of your units and bankroll into on Sunday. Is this Jacksonville Houston game, because not only do they love James Robinson, not only do they love Brandon Cooks. I personally love Jacksonville -4.5 against Houston in this revenge game with this new offensive coordinator that's running the show.
Let's not also forget that Houston gives up 175 yards on the ground per game.
Let's not forget that James Robinson is set to have a banger.
The worst fucking banger in the league, other than the Jets. I mean, they're literally letting up 150 a game. I mean, this guy is going to touch the ball 23, 24 times between the pass and the rush. I mean, yeah, he's going to get run to the ground.
30.
He's going to get run to the ground. He's going to get run to the ground. Yeah.
And sure. Yes, Richie V.
Modest, but yes, I'm 30 is definitely within the cards for sure.
And yes, Richie V, we do love Cooks at +124 over 5.5. That's where I found it at when I woke up and saw the Brandon Cooks. I took it I was like, oh, plus money at 5.5. That's like taking candy from a fucking baby. So that's what we're doing with that. All right, so let's move on to the next game. We like James Robinson everything. We like Brandon Cooks receptions and reception yards. We like the actual Jacksonville -4.5. And, we're going to figure out a bankroll builder for that as well, because there's just so many strong plays in this game that we're definitely going to come up with one of those.
Yeah, we'll get something else.
I might throw together something for a big swing, too, on this one.
Yeah, we could take these all straight, bro. This is the type of game where you could take it all straight, bro. Pause. So let's get into San Francisco and Atlanta, Nick. There's a couple of plays that I know that you like in this game.
Well, Scorderell, man.
Scorderell, Patterson.
The homie, bro. The big homie.
Scordero.
Yep, I played him, 7 consecutive weeks.
Every week? No.
On his receiving yards. But over the last 3, he's become the workhorse running back, which
it's amazing.
That was not his script early on, and since they've gone to him double digits, he's produced 108, 78, 58. San Fran's number 17 in the NFL against the rush. Atlanta's going to run the fucking ball. Patterson's line is 48.5 yards rushing. I'm playing that, and I'm playing over 83.5 yards total.
Okay, cool. So you like Cordero Patterson over rushing and receiving? That's what you're saying?
Over his rushing total, and then over his total yards.
Okay. Oh, total yards. Okay, total yards. Rushing and receiving combined.
Also like him for a touchdown, plus 100.
That's always a banger as well. Anything else with this game? I know you were talking about Debo for a little bit.
Yeah,
Brandon,
I'll touch real quick on this one just because I don't want to spend too much dwelling on this one. Debo over 40.5 rushing yards. It's been known that every time that Elijah Mitchell misses the game, even with Jeff Wilson active, even with Jermichael Hasty active, Debo does step into this rusher role. It's crazy. It's like a guessing game, right? His receiving yards is 40.5, which is astronomically low for if Debo Samuel just lines up and plays like he did the first 8-9 weeks of the season, right? Like this is crazy. Debo Samuel's like crushed this total every single fucking game by like double in the beginning of the year, but now they've just used him as a runner when Elijah Mitchell's been out. So I expect more so to that. But if you wanted to take a guess that they do line him up and lean on Jeff Wilson as a runner and use Debo as a receiver, 40.5 receiving yards is crazy. But the safer bet is 40.5 rushing yards. I don't really. I
like the 40.5 rushing yards. He smashes that shit every week.
He does. He really does.
They're disrespecting him as a running back still in Vegas. Like. This is ridiculous. 40, that's it. This motherfucker has Elijah Mitchell out, and you're giving him 40 yards. That's it. Like
the reason, and I think the reason both of them are so even is you don't know what they are going to do. Right? He could come out there and get one carry. He can come out there and get 9 targets, 1 carry. He can come out there and get 13 carries, 0 targets. Like that's why the bet's not safe. I love both numbers. If you just guess right on what they're gonna fucking use them for, like right, you don't know.
Shanahan's a tricky guy. Yeah, Shanahan's a tricky guy. You just don't know what he's gonna. Oh, stop it!
Fucking hate that motherfucker.
Yeah,
dude,
cool.
He's not fun. He's not a fun guy to bet on.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next game. Jets versus the Dolphins. Brandon, I know you like something in this game. This is your game.
Yeah, this is something that I'll have a same game parlay for too as well. Maybe a few. I'll have some bets for this game, fellas. But this is just a really good game environment. Like I like everything in this game. Like I'll just go through the list real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about any one play, but again, not everything here I'm betting and I'm throwing in the premium I'm loving, but these are just things that I like leaning. I like Tua over 1.5 touchdowns. I like Myles Gaskin over his rushing yards at 53.5. He's only hit it 2 times this year, but both times, or he hit it against the Jets, crushed it against the Jets, and hit it both times last year against the Jets. It seems like he only hits this line against the Jets because they're porous against the run, abysmal, trash. So obviously
absolutely
that
disgusting.
Terrible. So it just begs the case. So yeah, I like Myles Gaskin over rushing yards. Mike Gesicki is just, I mean, they're a joke. I think what you have it at, Nick, 4.5 was the reception total, or was it 5? It was 4.5, correct?
4.5.
Yeah, I like the over on 4.5. I like the over on 45.5 on receiving yards. I love that. My favorite play of the day, or not day, but of this game and for DFS for props is Devonte Parker. Devonte Parker is just similar to Brandon Cooks in a regard to where when he was healthy and Tua was healthy and they were early in the season, Tua just looks for him. He just what Jalen Waddle has done for the last 6-7 weeks. Commanded a incredible target share, a top 5 in the league target share. Devonta Parker did early in the season before he got injured, right? There's no Jalen Waddle. He's on COVID. So it's Devonta Parker's show again, right? It's back to week 1, week 2, week 3. It's back to 11, 12, 10 targets. So I expect that to happen for Devonta Parker again. I like both over his, I wished it was at 4.5 like Brandon Cooks. I was really wishing they were going to put a little bit of disrespect on Devonta Parker's name, seeing as he's been out for so long. But I think it's at 5.5 right now, 4+ money. I like it a lot still. I like the receiving yards. You can get it at 40 or 54.5 on BetMGM and DraftKings. This is just a great game environment for the Dolphins. On the flip, Michael Carter is back for the Jets. Salah said he plans to use him extensively. So coaches have lied before. I'm trusting his word here. I think Michael Carter's a great play when his lines drop. I'm not sure what they're going to be yet. I'm looking for a target around 3.5 receptions. I'm not really targeting his rushing yards, but I will definitely look for his receiving and his receptions.
Cool. That's dope. All right, so like Michael Carter, you said the lines aren't out, right? And the other, what's his name? They're not out yet. So just be ready for when those lines drop, because whenever it opens at, pretty much we're gonna take it. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a target in mind for it. It's, unless it drops at 5.5, we're pretty much taking it. We would like it at 3.5. That's the target we want. We would take it at 4.5.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So last NFL game. We're at about 40 minutes right here. So we're having good pace. Good pace. So Arizona Detroit, Nick. You want to get into what you like with Arizona and Detroit?
I like Christian Kirk a lot. I also like AJ Green a little bit. I like Christian Kirk over 55.5 receiving yards. He's 7 of 13 on the season. 3 of the misses were without Kyler Murray. Kirk is one of Murray's favorite targets. Detroit is a fucking poor team. And Hopkins is out. And it looks like James Conner's also going to be out. So we're going to have to move the ball somehow. Christian Kirk is the top option with AJ Green right behind him. AJ Green saw 11 targets last week. And they set his line at 3.5 receptions this week. So I'm playing both Kirk receiving yards over 55.5 and AJ Green over 3.5 receptions.
Dope. All right, cool. All right, so let's move on to the NBA real quick. We're gonna go over. Go ahead.
Real quick before you do that, Corey. Actually, for those of you that had made it this far in the podcast, I do have a little fun bankroll builder that I do want to share for this New England game.
Nice. Show that bankroll builder.
So it's not the normal either. It's plus 700, so we'll get a little bit of juicy on this one. So let's see, share. Boom. All right, you should be able to see that. And all right, let me know if that is good and up.
It is up. It is there. You see it right there. The 4 picker for plus 700.
Real quick, again, I talked about it earlier. Brandon Bolden receiving yards. I feel like he's the immediate change of pace back to Romandre Stevenson. I think they both get a nice heaping share of workload tonight, especially if the New England Patriots get behind in any regard. T.Y. Hilton is a little bit of my dark horse. I think they focus on Jonathan Taylor a lot and Michael Pittman a little bit as well. I still like Michael Pittman's lines, but T.Y. is my guy. And the two favorites to score touchdowns, Jonathan Taylor, Romandre Stevenson. These are guys that are getting so much usage, so much carries. They're going to get all the goal line work. These are going to be the guys that are going to score if anybody's going to score. So,
and truthfully, honestly, Brandon, I'm not going to hold you. These lines, that plus 700 is probably better on FanDuel. I'm not even going to hold you. So, fellas, make sure y'all do this on FanDuel if y'all going to do this.
So the reason I
plus
built it this
881,
way on
Looney said plus 881. Yep,
so
FanDuel.
You can get it on FanDuel plus 881 right now. And the reason
I
started
knew it.
on DraftKings is because FanDuel doesn't let you go under 25 plus yards. And I was really trying to target T.Y. Hilton. I was really trying to target T.Y. Hilton over 9.5 yards. So if you're looking at this and listening to this, you can actually do this parlay on DraftKings and bump TYs down to 9.5 yards, which you cannot do on FanDuel, which gives you a lot of margin of error and makes it almost pretty much guaranteed for TY to hit. There's no way he doesn't get 10 yards to me. So then you're really just relying on 3 legs to hit. So it probably bumps the odds down from a plus 700 to probably like a plus 550, which is still great fucking odds. And it's almost a shoo-in for 10 yards. I just can't see a world where T.Y. Hilton does not get 10 yards today. So that's why I started the builder on DraftKings, because you can't do that on FanDuel.
So on FanDuel, the plus 881 is Bolden over 27.5.
27.5. So
yeah, it's on FD, and that's a little big difference.
It's a difference, So that those are kind of hook lines. So even if you got to take a little bit of a hit on the plus here for DraftKings, or like I said, take TY down to 9.5. I like both of these bets. You're still getting plus 500 on these cards, and this is doable. All right, this is just a really doable card. It's a doable card.
I agree. So let's move on. So y'all see it. That was the bankroll builder. let's see. Let's move on to NBA really quick, and then we'll spin the wheel to see who wins the contest, and we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, and
We're
if anybody had
reaching
like
about
questions at the
45
end,
right
if
now.
anybody wants to stick around, I will answer some.
Any
some questions.
questions? This is your last chance to get into the
drawing,
giveaway.
yeah.
We only have 5 names, so here we go. NBA. What do y'all like for NBA? Anything? Oh, I know Blaze asked that Okiki 30 plus. I don't know if it was PRA or was it
His PRA is at 25.5.
So he's probably asking for a
points,
more of a long
yeah,
shot.
A long shot. Yeah, probably not. No, I think that what you got out of Okiki yesterday was probably the ceiling game for him. A lot of people really got lucky, not lucky, but just really, took their, got their lucky frog there. But in my regards, but Okiki is not going to do that again, in my opinion. I think it's more Franz, Gary Harris, even Robin Lopez had a great game. It's just I don't think any of these guys really reproduced that, especially not 30 plus. But if that's something that you feel in your gut at those long shot odds, then yeah, definitely.
All right, cool.
I mean, I think Franz Wagner at 25 might be worth a little.
Yeah, that's way safer to me. Like I said, Okiki to me is just that was the ceiling for him, right? Like I just don't see that being something of a consistent staple. But again, we don't know too much of the kid, so.
Okay, cool. You want to get into anything with NBA that you guys want to talk about, or any plays?
Yeah, for me, I'll have plays, obviously, from our Discord guys. I'll have plays out a little bit later, but just some stuff I was looking at when I was going over the slate earlier. Just a lot of value everywhere. The Brooklyn guys are out, so everybody's out everywhere. Brooklyn, Golden State, so the Brooklyn guys are out.
It's all fucked up right now.
Yeah, but there's this is a way to really you can key in on some value. We've already posted some plays on the Golden State guys like Gary Payton. I really like Bielitsa's his lines weren't out when I was checking, but
been snapping, boy.
Yeah, so I'm really looking at his over threes. I'm looking at probably 2.5. I'm hoping it sits there. They might juice it because everybody's out. But
the Warriors
I like that.
are sitting 78% of their scoring tonight.
Yeah, so there's going to be crazy stuff to go around. I mean, you're talking about Damian Lee, you're talking about Gary Payton. These guys are going to all. I like their point totals. I like that. I like these guys for 15 pluses. These are called ladder bets, right? If anybody doesn't know what these are called ladder bets, right? So say, Damian Lee's point totals at 14.5, right? You take Damian Lee, or at 13.5, right? You take 13.5, then you take 15 plus, then you take 20 plus, then you take 25 plus, then you take 30 plus, right? You put a little bit of money going up the ladder, a little bit less, a little bit less, a little bit less. So this way, if the guy that you're high on has that game, that bust out game, you're hitting the ladder, you're hitting the entire way up. So this is a good ladder bet. Damian Lee, all these guys are good ladder bets. Gary Payton, I would take all these guys if you have the bankroll.
I'm actually running the ladder with Lee and Peyton SGP all the way up.
Yeah, so these are good ladder bets. The Nets guys that you want to target in the ladders are Kessler Edwards, Blake. Obviously a little older, can tend to facilitate more so. But Kessler Edwards is someone I really like. Obviously Cam Thomas is someone I really like.
Patty Mills a bit because he's going over 20.
And Patty's gonna get his tonight for sure.
The reason I don't like Patty too much is because they're obviously going to juice the odds on his 25, his ladder now. His ladder is going to be crazy high or crazy low odds now, which they before you can get 25 plus on Patty Mills was plus 1600 or plus 1300, whatever the case was, and now it's probably going to be plus 300 or sort of shit. You know what I mean? But
25 is plus 300, 30 is plus,
there it is. I mean,
30 is plus 960.
So that's good. That's a good bet. Like I think that has some merit to it, but maybe not a good ladder candidate, but a good that has some good merit to it. I like 30 plus. But yeah, Kessler Edwards, Cam Thomas, good ladder candidates. These are good bet candidates. These guys are just really good bets. In order and just how the slate is shaken out.
So quick question from Mike Papa, is Jaylen Brown playing tonight? What's his status?
Jaylen Brown, I believe is in, yes, as of right now. Yeah, as of right now, Jaylen Brown is in. There's nothing pointing to him sitting at the.
And Pex asked Peyton 3+ threes made. Guess a longer shot type of play. 3 threes for Peyton. Is it possible?
Which one?
Gary.
Oh, Gary Payton. Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, I think Gary Payton was almost your He's not a 3 guy. You know what I really like,
No,
and
he's a slasher.
yeah. So he's not a 3 guy, but you know what I really do like, and it's something that a lot of you guys will get on your books, and I'm glad that I have the platform to talk about it because I was going to post it on the. I'm going to post it still, but Gary Payton is someone who, I was really looking at his steal totals when he comes off the bench. Like he's pretty much averaging almost like 14, 15 minutes with the starters that play, right? And he's averaging almost 1.6, 1.7 steals a game. They have his steal total right now at 1.5 at plus money, and they have a steal plus blocks at 1.5. So the number's unchanged, and they're giving him an extra stat category to get that. Obviously, it's a little juiced at minus 160, but you're getting 2 stat categories for the price of 1. He's hit this line in every single game that he's played above 25 minutes. He's obviously going to play above 25 minutes today. He is a beast defensively. This guy comes in and steals the ball, and he gets 4 steals in 13 minutes, 5 steals in 6 minutes.
Toronto
I mean, this guy
is a traditionally sloppy team with the basketball.
Yes, and so you can I like the 1.5 at plus money with just steals, but the safer bet would be the 1.5 plus steals plus blocks. Toronto is the 24th most blocked team in the league, so another little sprinkle on a stat for that. But yeah, both of them are really good spots for Gary Payton and just really tenacious defender, fast, quick hands, stuff like that.
All right. So let's wrap this up. We're gonna spin this fucking wheel, and yeah, I hope whoever wins. And good luck to you all.
That was inspirational.
I hope anybody who wins. All right.
Oh, do we want? Are we announcing? Or we know? Or do we want to? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. We'll announce after the spin.
I didn't know. I just, like you said, I don't know.
I completely forgot. But
your plan, like I said, we could always write up all that stuff. Obviously they don't know. But
yeah, no, we're gonna talk about it right after. But we got the wheel here. Hopefully everybody can see it. If you can't see it on Discord, you can definitely see it on.
And anybody that watches the playback of this, if you ever did, then this is 5 people in the drawing for $100 right now. That's ridiculous. Like, I mean, obviously we're going to get bigger, but this is ridiculous. This is fucking a chance at a free $100 for nothing. So
yeah, free 100. But hey, some people didn't go on Twitch.
Just ask a question on Twitch. You have a chance for a free $100. You have a chance at 1 in 5 shot at $100. There's no better odds than you're getting in what you're doing today when you're betting our picks than 1 in 5 right now. Like if you're betting our picks today,
real bankroll
you're not getting a 1 in 5. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Hell yeah. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna spin it one time only. Everybody knows the rules. $100. It doesn't have to be DK. It could be any book. It doesn't matter. Let's get it.
Big Loon.
Looney!
All right.
Looney, you won. You won, Loon. You won, Looney. Ha he gassed.
Good guy.
Looney's a good guy, man. I'm happy you won it, brother. I'm happy you won it, man. That's what's good. And yeah, that contest is only for paid members only. So you already know. If you tried to ask a question and you're not a subscriber, you weren't entered. If you are a subscriber and didn't go on to Twitch to ask the question, you weren't in. So that's also very important, and also to get into the raffle. All right. So once again, fellas, thank you so much for sliding through. I had fun. We cut it down to 53 minutes, so
it's good.
I'll take it.
Better.
Baby steps, baby steps. We're better, So
Production's a little better. We'll get there.
We're getting there. The production will be even better as we go. This is still dog shit to me, but we're still doing better than we did last time. And thank you, Looney. We're killing it. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. I appreciate all y'all. I'm gonna get in contact with you after this, Looney. Yeah. Thank y'all again. I fuck with y'all. Most Sports Premium, $25 a month. Also, we are coming out. This is an announcement, by the way. We are coming out with a new tier of content. Yes, sir. It is going to be called Most Sports Premium Plus, a.k.a. Most Sports Premium Plus Odds. We are going to give you a chance to make money by doing parlays. We are going to teach you how to parlay the right way. All right? Everybody likes to parlay. It's kind of hard to convince somebody to only do straight plays. So he said, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to teach these guys to do it the right way. What are we going to be giving? We're going to be giving parlay parlays to the gods, lottery tickets, bankroll builders, bankroll boosters, exclusive giveaways. Am I missing anything, fellas? That we and our leans too. A lot of leans will be going into this as well. Yeah, and it's gonna be lit. And it's only $10 extra for the subscribers that get in now for the next week, and it's gonna be lit.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously you touched on most of it. The section is going to be pretty much giving a lot of the community what they want, right? Obviously our main thing was no parlays because it's not it wasn't to the, you can't unit system, it wasn't to the system, right? You can still successfully parlay, right? Just like ladder, like I just explained to you, like the ladder bend, the ladder trend, the ladder unit, the ladder bending, stuff like that. So there's ways to bet successfully in the parlay world, and we are going to incorporate so much things, long shots, bankroll builders, like he said, like he touched on, and it's just going to be a lot of fun in there, we'll say. So yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Yep. Yes, sir. So, yep, we're coming out with another tier. It's going to be based on parlays. It's going to be based on higher odds. We're going to be hitting left and right on these tickets. It's going to be a good time. So, once again, I appreciate y'all for sliding through. I fuck with y'all. Thank you again for supporting. Make sure y'all join up for the next time. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate y'all. Peace.